Okay, well, for those of you who don't know me, my name's David Pleasance. I had a pretty long and illustrious career with Commodore computers, 12 years in fact, working for them in the UK and then internationally. I looked after 37 countries from Switzerland, and then I spent a year in the US and then back to the UK. I've had all sorts of things since then. And then I was at the Amiga 30 reunions. I was an invited guest speaker in Amsterdam, UK, and in Düsseldorf in Germany. And whilst I was there in Amsterdam, I did my speech. I got off stage and I met these two gentlemen from Friend Software Corporation. And I was blown away by what they have. And they asked if I'd like to join the company, and I was thrilled to bits. So here we are. So that's a quick introduction. I'll hand over to Hogner and then take it from there.
Yeah, so I'm set as a chief architect in this. Basically, I founded it in 2014 out of a startup I had in 2010. So I was doing advertisement related programming, websites and those type of things since 2001. But my real passion was operating systems and server systems and those type of things. And so I got to combine things at one point. So my background is actually in philosophy and history, because back in the day when the Amiga system disappeared, I had no future as an IT specialist. And so instead of going to the other platforms, I kind of just went with art and philosophy and were experimenting a little bit with what else I could do. But it all came back again after I got my kind of verification with doing programming, and that's me. Philosophy and now programming.
There'll be more soon.
Hi everyone, I'm pretty sure that none of you have met me before. My name is Julia. I'm a friend of Adam Springs. I'm an art director at this boutique experiential advertising firm called Future Colossal, and we basically try to bring the virtual and the real together with our work. And this is my husband.
So I'm Artit Jirapatanakun. So I'm actually an assistant professor at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. I actually do medical image analysis, so I do a lot of programming on 3D medical images, as well as some web database collection for some research projects. That's about it.
Hi, I'm Jeff Frank. I was working in engineering at Commodore with a bunch of these guys for probably 10 plus years. And since Commodore, I guess it's been probably about 20 years, right? Since then, I've had a little company called ITG, and we do embedded electronics and avionics for military aircraft, and sort of lost touch with a lot of you guys and wanted to kind of see what was going on.
I'm Jeff Porter. So I guess the A500 was my baby, so it's good to see all these friendly faces here today. I went to work for Scala for quite a few years and did digital signage, and now for the last 5 years I have an independent digital signage consulting practice. So if you need some help, I'm here.
Hi, I'm Peter Cherna. Currently I'm Chief Product Officer at Scala. So we make digital signage. Scala was a pioneer in the field and originally started on the Amiga. I joined them in 1993 as Commodore was in its death throes. Prior to that, I was at Commodore, where I worked 4.5 years in user interface, and I was one of the lead designers on the new look of the Amiga OS 2.0 and did a lot of the underpinnings for UI elements, both design and programming.
I'm Ed Hepler. I did some chip design architecture at Commodore. Afterwards, formed a consulting company. Started consulting for a company that did cellular modem design. Spent about 14 years doing the implementation architecture for cell phone modems, building chips to do that. Retired from there, and for the last 4 years I've been retired and mostly involved in an X Prize competition where we're finalists. So we should know next year if we've won.
Hi, I'm Dave Haney. I worked at Commodore for 11 and a half years. Worked on a good number of the Amiga computers. Since then, let's see, I worked at Scala for a short time. I did way too many startup companies that never really made it anywhere. And today I'm making little computers that do communications. The National Football League is one of our customers. We did the coach-to-coach radio system last winter, spring. So all the wireless communications that happens on the field right now is us. And I'm working on a bunch of other stuff like that, little tiny ARM computers that you need microscopes to see, which really works great when your eyes are getting older every year.
Hi, my name is Arne Peder Blix. I still have the haircut from the Navy, but so most of my technical education was being able to drive submarines, and then you need to know a bit of everything. Then I worked in shipping industry for quite some time. Being Norwegian, that's quite normal. And then shipping in IT, sold a company, and then founded a company, IT and Finance, within equity-based compensation, valuation, and derivatives, and real heavy financial software. Built that from scratch to a nice exit. And then during that process, I became what's commonly known as a business angel. I don't like the title, but that's what it is. But I typically do the co-founder type of thing. And then I met Hogner, we were paired, and we have done this now for 2.5 years, which we'll talk about today. And I have a portfolio of other investments, IoT and other related, and they are actually investments that are done related to Friend as showcases. So it's a rather big investment portfolio strategy play that links to Friend, because I know it works and I know we'll get it, but you need to oomph it a bit. So more about that later. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Adam Spring, and I work a lot with 3D imaging. I've been doing it for the last 10 years. Got into it through the heritage field. As Julia mentioned, she knows me. We work together at Duke University at the moment on a project based out of Rome. So working on museums displays based around 3D printing, holograms, and a little bit of tangible interaction, but that may not be happening. So basically got into the tech scene through Commodore 64. Got it from a dodgy company called Commodore UK. God knows who's on that. But, and just, I've been working in high-end technologies for about 10 years now overall. And that's me. So I've been working with companies like Hexagon and Autodesk I did some work for as well. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm Zach Weddington. I run a small video production company here in Philadelphia area, and we do marketing and communications videos for companies like DuPont, Comcast, and QVC. And we're also releasing our first feature-length documentary, Viva Amiga, which comes out January 6th internationally across several digital platforms and cable television.
Thank you very much, everybody, for that introduction. It's very useful. But more importantly, thank you very much for making the effort to be here today. Some of you have come a very long way, and we really do appreciate that. You may well have gathered, those of you who aren't involved in the Amiga scene, that the Amiga is the key to this. And the reason is that when Hogner started, we'll go into it in more detail, but when Hogner started his development of this product, he liked certain things about the Amiga operating system that were pretty unique. So what he's done is he's taken those good features and brought them into the 21st century, which he'll go into more details. But that's the reason why, and because of that, these gentlemen around the table are very keen to understand what it is we've actually done. But there is a reason for the key, okay? Now, I think the best thing I can do now is to tell you why you guys are all invited here. You fall into one of 4 categories, really, or maybe none of them. But what we wanted to do is, first of all, we want to present our baby to people who potentially, in the future, may want to work with us. That's fairly important. Secondly, we want everybody to leave this room, having seen what we presented, becoming evangelists for us. If you love what you see, please tell everybody and spread the word. You are our foot soldiers. Thirdly, we're hoping that some of you within the organizations that you are now working in and responsible for will see a use for what we have and say, hey guys, let's talk, let's collaborate, let's work, maybe become clients of ours or maybe partners of ours in business, and or know other companies where that might work. And the fourth category, which is actually, to be honest, is fairly low on our list today, is somebody who may want to invest in us. Can't say no to a check. Okay. All right, given that, now I'm going to hand over to Hogner, who is the co-founder and chief architect, and let him explain to you a few things. And well, I'll leave it in his hands. This is definitely a question and answer session. We want you to join in. Please feel free, and we will do our best to answer your questions.
Over the last 2 years, we've developed both a technical pitch and we've developed a business pitch. And we've done some demoing and done this in various different ways. On this trip, we've kind of made decisions on what to cut away and what to keep and trying to be a bit more focused. So during the presentation, if anybody wants to interact with us, that's fine. I mean, this is an occasion where we have a friendly atmosphere, so this is not a scripted event or anything like that. So just happens to be really cool that we get it filmed as well, so that's a bonus. We first demonstrated the system and the vision in Amsterdam on the Amiga 30 event. And then we went to Mountain View afterwards. And we sponsored or put in our lot in the Kickstarter of those two events. And things have changed a lot since then. But we would like to kind of review where we were back then. And so at that time we made a video that we used to show the idea. And so we'd like to play that again. It's 5 minutes, but hope you can bear that. And then we go to where we are today afterwards.
In the pursuit of user-friendliness, today's operating systems have become more tailored to perform certain tasks. As a trade-off, the versatility and fidelity for users has suffered and left them with less control of their devices. All current operating systems emerge from and are defined by their hardware. Some are stationary, some are mobile, yet all of them are physical, unlike the internet. Today, we all compensate for the limitation of every device by adding more devices in order to be able to do what we want. Wouldn't it be nice if you could merge your devices into one seamless experience?
It's a magnificent idea that is long overdue. Creating the ultimate unifying platform is something that has been attempted and debated for a long time. Today, this is not only technically feasible, we're actually halfway there. What if we could use all devices as drivers and link them all together? Instead of trying to fit the whole world into one computer, why not make your own world computer? For this, we need the Friend Unifying Platform, and we want you to contribute to its completion. Imagine unlimited storage space and processing capacity. Imagine accessing resources provided by a dozen tried and tested operating systems from all over the world without having to worry about integration.
With Friend, people may safely share their computer resources. Some of the devices on the internet share statistical data. Some measure the weather, and some render 3D graphics. All these devices may become part of your macro computer. In the future, the internet will increasingly resemble a macro computer. A supercomputer only tells you that it's fast and that it can crunch numbers. A macro computer, on the other hand, is more about size and depth. What could you do with a computer the size of a planet? Now that's a macro computer.
The Friend Unifying Platform is a unique yet powerful and easy to use service that allows the users fluid access to their digital life. It's intuitive and can be used on any device. It's device neutral. Friend reduces the complexity of dealing with multiple operating systems. At the same time, it provides for secure access to what you need when you need it. It also contains a Friend store where you can extend the user experience to include applications, games, utilities, and even proprietary software. For developers, Friend represents the best structure to develop software across all platforms.
Because of all the technology you get access to with Friend, we thought it'd be important to also provide you with Friend native developer tools. Not that you couldn't use Mac, Linux, or Windows. You can. But using Friend gives you the clear advantage of being at the core of your macro computer. As a developer, you might also find it intriguing that we're revitalizing DOS. With Friend, you can create any type of application right from the start, and you get to test your app on all your base platforms with one interface. At Friend Software Labs, Friend means to be friendly. In other words, you should be able to rely on, trust in, and comprehend your system to such a level where the system becomes part of you. Right from the start, we understood that Friend has to become future-proof open source software. Friend will be available under the AGPL version 3 license. This means you can download it whenever you want, use it however you want, and deploy it wherever you want. To be a truly successful open source project, we need to build a rich and knowledgeable developer community. We need top-notch documentation, tutorials, and example applications, and we need your help to complete this work.
For more information and additional videos, please visit us at friendos.com.